Tell me about how you're in the middle of a move right now, and
We are. So we haven't been doing much organized sit-down school, but I have found that it's been okay because we're talking to the kids a lot about de-junking the house, which may seem like not school, but we're learning how much easier it is to keep the house clean when there's not junk all over the place.
Hey, Mom.
Yes.
Is it okay if I stay with Miss Neal?
I will talk to Mrs. Nealon about
She
it
said
in a
I
little
could.
bit. Go out. I'll talk to her in a minute. We've been going through the process of buying a house. Well, that's a whole process, and we've been talking to the kids about, selling our house, what goes into that, the repairs. So the kids have been involved in helping Jeff paint and texture and put in patch holes in the wall and all sorts of things. So
you have to do that to sell. Did you have to do that to sell it?
Yeah.
To sell your house you're in.
Just finished projects that we just hadn't finished. Put in molding and baseboards and things like that. What else have we been doing? And we talked to the kids a lot about finance stuff. So, we told them, this is what we bought the house for, this is what we're selling it for, and because of that, we get to pay cash for our next house. And so we've been talking to them about that, and it's been really exciting because that's not a thing that most people get to do, and it's so that's cool. That's been neat.
You had mentioned this morning when you were, because you're spending time packing and everything, that you weren't doing anything formal, but what happened?
The kids have been reading a lot.
Yeah. They just spontaneously started filling their time because they don't have, they have an important vacuum happening.
When the weather's been nice, we've had 3 or 4 days of really good weather. They'll go outside and they play for hours and hours and just play and play and play. And so we've had a lot of conflict resolution practice and stuff like that. But when they're not, I'll find them sitting on the couch, just reading. They're not reading maybe things I would wish they would read, but they're reading. My girls are not good readers, and it's been a long time getting them to read. So for them to just sit down with a book to read for enjoyment is a huge step.
I love how you're open about your finances, because my parents were quite open with, even my grandparents. Financially, they're like, we have these old cars because we like to travel the world. That was their paradigm.
Exactly. There's a trade-off.
And so to hear, for your kids to hear numbers, and that will, maybe they're not thinking yet, but I think that will totally be like, man, they'll realize most people don't do that.
Yeah, I grew up in a home where my parents were always looking into investments and different things like that, and that was dinner conversation.
Wow.
Yeah. So when I married an entrepreneur, it was like,
this is normal.
This is normal.
Yeah. We talked. One of our first experiences with the kids and reading to the kids was a total accident. We had bought this book called I think it was The Millionaire Next Door or The Everyday Millionaire, and Jeff and I were reading it to each other, in the evenings, and the kids were watching a show or playing or doing things. Well, as we were reading, we all of a sudden noticed how quiet it was. All the kids had sat down next to us and were listening to us read the Millionaire Next Door. How is this capturing their attention? But they loved it.
Yeah.
And I think more than anything, they loved the reading together, which we found has been really good. But Jeff and I mostly just pursue things that interest us, and then the kids come along with us.
With it. Yeah. Which is a huge focus of my whole thing, is that self-improvement starts right here. It starts with you modeling that and implementing it and being happy because you're doing it, and you just establish this culture. It just happens.
And that's the thing I have found, and I think that's why this time of not constructive school has been so okay, because we are really establishing a culture. We're talking about why we're moving, why we're going there, the things we want to accomplish there, having more freedom. This is why we don't like living close to Portland, and this is, so we've talked to, and so it's a culture thing. Yeah, we've kind of gone more into establishing our culture rather than focusing on academics, and I think it's been way more beneficial than anything else we could have accomplished in the last month.
Yeah, because you had an experience. When we first started talking how many years ago? 3 or 4 or 5 years ago. I mean, it's a long time ago. You were trying to homeschool your children with a more structured style, and just about to kill yourself and everybody else. I mean, and believe me, I went down that road at first too, so I totally understood it. And you found that really the interest-based approach is the way to go. It's not that you're not teaching your children, because you are sitting down, you're reading things with them, and you're setting goals with them, but they're mostly seeing it through.
Yeah.
That's
Well, and I found for my personality, I didn't want to be on them all the time. I didn't want to have, because I tried to construct a checklist of things we had to get done. I really tried to do that, because that was more, I think it's more how my personality goes, but I found trying to do that for my children drove me crazy. I hated it.
Right.
They hated it, and I'm like, this is stupid.
it's just
awful.
it's depressing.
Yes, it is. And so when I finally just gave up on that, and I'm like, this isn't working for me. I don't know how it's going to work, what we're going to do instead, but this is not working. I hate it.
Yeah. Edison,
It just
I
kind of
figured
evolved.
out what doesn't work.
Yes, I figured out
I'm a
what doesn't
genius.
work.
I'm a genius. Well, Celeste, your kids are still little. So what are you doing with your kids? Like, how are you implementing this type of thing? And you're kind of, are you exploring homeschooling, or have you decided you're going to do it, or?
I'm like, yeah, I had Isabel, let's see, I explored public schools. In Portland, there's quite a few. So anyway, I saw some last year, this time of year. I went to all of them, and I was hoping to feel like this is the one, this is the public school, because there's a lottery for this French school, and I was like, well, I know I need to give my kids French, so I'll go see the French school. After I went to all of them.
Now wait, you have to give your kids French?
Yeah.
French? Why is that? Just because you love it?
I love it, and I felt that. I felt that
Okay.
that's something I need to give to them.
Okay, cool.
Like music in French.
Sure. Okay.
And so I went to all of them, and I just was like, why are none of these feeling great? Why are none of these public schools feeling great? And so it was in March last year. It was just like, I had this feeling, you need to homeschool them. And I was like, you couldn't have paid me to homeschool when I was little. Like, I don't have that personality.
That's pretty universal. Yeah. When we get that ding, it's like, no. No, not me.
So it was like, there's even this, STEM school, and I felt like, I was feeling like, it's like, you can give them to a French school, but like, you need to give them French. And you need to give them science, not the public school. And so I was like, okay. So I started, so I found this group. And
this group, meaning we do we have, how many people do we have now?
about
7 families.
7 families, yeah, of various ages, ranging from 2 to 12, 13, 16, 15, 16. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So, this right now, my husband's in medical school. He's totally into this homeschooling thing, which is great. So he sits with the kids, and he shows them the anatomy, and they have these cool computer programs. So I had this mentor session with my 5-year-old recently, and I'm like, well, what do you want to learn next? And she's like, about the body, like Daddy. I want to be.
Okay, back up. You had a mentor session. That's interesting. Now, where did you get that term?
From Nicolene Peck.
From what?
Nicolene Peck. She does. She did her. I think she did Thomas and Jefferson education, and then she has her own thing about homeschool and having a family vision and mission statement, and then just how you have a couples meeting every week, but then you have a family meeting, and then you have mentor sessions for each child every week.
Every week.
So yeah, that's a Thomas Jefferson model. Yeah.
Okay, so it's
pretty much. Yeah,
with her own words. So yeah, we do, like with our 3-year-old, we sit down, how's life going? Good. And so tomorrow your date was with me, and next week it'll be with Daddy, and so what do you want to do tomorrow? We kind of do that thing, is set up the dates. They're excited about their
They
special
think
time.
ahead and set goals. That's awesome.
And then what are your goals, and what do you want to learn next?
So what are some of their goals? What is a 3-year-old kind of a goal does a 3-year-old have?
Oh, he's kind of been bouncing off the walls. So I don't really set, goals with
But you
him,
say it. You say the words with them.
Yeah.
Let's set goals, or what would you like to do?
Yeah, what would you like to do? And what is he? I skipped last week's mentor session, so I don't remember what his goals were. But anyway, Isabel, who's 5, she wants to so we started crocheting this week because she wanted to learn how to crochet, and I can't keep her off the violin. I don't play the violin, I play the flute and piano, so I'm gonna learn the violin now so I can teach her
YouTube
violin. And so yeah, but she said I want to learn about the body now, which we have one book, and so, but she's super interested because my husband shows her all the time.
Yeah.
And talks to her about the body and how it works, and so it's hard to keep up with Isabel. Yeah. So every morning we have our daily affirmations, like I'm kind, I'm beautiful, and I'm strong, and I'm gonna choose to have a great day, and then we do our scripture study, and then we do French. So I do the date, and I kind of, right now I'm just introducing more.
You said you can come over.
I'm introducing some more things like, where's the window, where's this, where's that, just how to say hello, and so there's a lot of French. And our kids, we all love to sing, so we do a lot of singing. Exactly. Yeah, tons of songs, and they love learning new songs. And Isabel's been really interested in the solar system. She's been doing that for a while. Lots of solar system stuff. And she loves to write. So I mean, she spells her name wrong, and she doesn't spell it right. But anyway, she loves to write, and so it's really, and actually what's so fun is I haven't sat her down and said, "Oh, you're spelling your name wrong," or things like that. But what she likes to do is she writes random letters and into words, and she says, "What does this say?" And she thinks it's the most hilarious thing, and she's like, "I just spelled hakamukaju," you know, and she loves it, and I love seeing that love of writing.
Yeah.
It's just so fun.
It's so fun. I know. It's lovely. Well, thank you for sharing. Anything else you want to share? Saren, would you like to share with us what kind of experience you're having with homeschooling? You like it?
It's a lot better than public school.
Yeah.
There's
Because you
not-
were in public school last year this time.
Yes, there are a lot of rude people, and I'm glad that I don't have to deal with them.
Yeah. Does it ever get boring, like with just your siblings? Do you miss being with a lot of other kids?
Well, I miss my friends, but
Everybody's missing their friends right now.
yes,
Yeah.
but it's a lot better.
You have friends in your neighborhood a little bit.
Yeah, I say
Yeah.
I learn a lot more from homeschool because usually at public schools they usually don't sit down and help you because there's too many people. I learn a lot more from homeschool.
Yeah. What are you learning right now that is interesting to you?
Well, we haven't been doing much.
Mm-hmm. Your mom says you've been reading some books.
Yes, I've been reading lots of books. Yeah, I'm reading the Anna Green Gables books.
Nice. How old are you?
I'm 10.
You're 10, reading Anna Green Gables. That's great.
On this month, I'm going to turn 11.
All right. So are you excited about moving? What have you learned about moving lately?
Well, it takes a long time.
It takes a lot of effort, doesn't
It
it?
takes a long time.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's weird. The place we're moving to is weird.
It's weird. It's way out in the middle of nowhere.
Yes.
Yeah.
But we do have an irrigation ditch running the back, which will be fun, and a tree house.
What could be better than that?
I know.
Irrigation ditch.
That's what childhood memories are made of.
That's right. And you have one chicken.
It's yeah.
It's one chicken.
Yeah,
I'm
we
so
were going
sorry.
we were going to have two, but the other one died.
I know. I was like, no one in there. I was like, oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I'm so
Now
sorry.
I feel like she has nobody because whenever I leave where she is, it's just
Beep, beep, beep,
trying
beep,
to
beep.
get out.
Yeah.
Trying to.
Trying to
like,
jump out. Well,
it's
hopefully
so
it is a
lonely.
she and not a he.
I know. We'll
Yeah.
see.
You
What
may just have a
happens.
rooster.
He may be dinner. Who knows?
If it's a girl, it's Olive, and we also call her Miss O.
Mm-hmm. That's cute. All right. Well,
Yes.
thank you for sharing your thoughts, you guys.